Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So in today's video we're going to just play a little bit with what we have, which is basically every single day in my life, because I don't get that kind of big loads of new stuff all the time. So what we're going to do today is we're playing with the festival palette from Juvia's place, and it looks like this. And this is obviously sort of a neutral palette, sort of neutral, because it has very strong colors still, but it is, for me, I would consider it leaning towards the neutral palette with a pop of color, and which is not bad. You know, I'm starting to change my mind about all of this. I think I have been judging too fast. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is I want to create another, like a winged kind of a cut crease look, and I want to use these two shades above my crease, and then I feel like I want to use this, like a gradient between this, and this to do the wing. So that's the plan. So we shall see how the look turns out. In my mind it looks great. So let's just see, and we're gonna zoom in and go right into the tutorial. Okay, I'm going to start by placing this red shade here into my crease, and actually, you know what, I just told you that I'm going to use these two. I might go from this into this into this. Let's see how it goes, but that might, you know, even be nicer. So let's just see. But for now I'm going to start with the red shade, and I'm just going to place it here, right here, into the crease. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes, and I'm going to, instead of a crease brush, I'm going to use a flat shader brush, because usually the color payoff with these kinds of brushes is much better. And I'm going to just deepen up that shade. There you can see, I can see it, I hope you can see it too, that the color payoff is better. I hope you can see this. Anyway, I'm going to just put that down here, and never mind the mess here, we're gonna clean that up anyway, because that's what we do. Okay, now I'm going to actually go into this pink shade, and I'm going to line that probably pretty thin on the edge here of that red, and just try to blend the red out with the pink a little bit, and then we'll go into the coral kind of a shade right here to blend it out towards the top. So I'm using small circular motions, which is a little bit hard because it's a flat brush, but if you hold it angled like this, you can do it. Like if you use it straight like this, it's a little bit harder, but if you hold it like this, it's okay. Now before I go in and put in the last shade, if you just heard that, that's my stomach growling because I'm hungry. But I have to get some work done before I get to eat. Anyway, so before I put in that last coral shade, I'm actually taking that same brush that I just used for the pink, and I just brush it off, and I'm trying to just blend out the upper edge of the pink a little bit, and then I think it's going to make it much easier to blend that coral on top of that. Okay, now I'm going in with a crease brush, and I might even switch to a bigger brush. So let's just see. I'm going to pick up that coral shade, and I'm holding the brush again pretty much flat to my face like this, and I'm sweeping that shade like this, because this one is really just to blend out the other ones. It's not supposed to be like super vibrant and stark. So I'm just sweeping it over the edge of the pink and blending out everything. Okay, now that I'm pretty happy with the blend towards the top, I'm sort of backtracking and I'm taking a fluffier brush and not the flat shader brush that I used before to put the first two shades on, and I'm basically going backwards now and just reapplying those shades to just perfect the blend. So I think this looks pretty good now. I'm going to map out my my cut crease and I'm just placing a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand like this, and then I'm taking a very small and flat brush and I'm taking this and just map out my crease here, and I always start here on the top of my eyeballs, or does one say that? On the top of my eyeballs? Sounds weird, but that's what it basically is. And I'm looking straight ahead and I'm just tracing around my, I guess my eyeballs. I guess that's what it is. And then I'm just extending the line right here towards the outside like this. And this is just for mapping it out. I've told you in a previous video that this is how I do it, and then I'm just cleaning up the area with a Q-tip and micellar water, and then we will put down the actual base for the eyeshadow that comes down here. But we'll get there in a second. While I'm doing the same thing here on my second eye, I should maybe mention, because that is a problem that a lot of people have, that my crease, my natural crease on this side is much lower than on this side. And when I say much lower, in makeup terms, we're talking about millimeters, of course, but it is visible. So I sort of have to fake it in order to make it sort of look the same. I have to, let's just say like this. My natural crease is about here, where my brush is now, like this. But you can see how far higher I placed it. So this is just because I have to sort of fake it, because if I don't do that, my eyes will look way off. So I'm just saying that if you have that problem too, you can just place your cut crease higher. And as soon as you have removed all of the mess here, it will actually look like it creates the illusion that your crease is actually higher. Now I'm cleaning up all of this space here with a Q-tip that is sort of soaked in micellar water, and I'm just cleaning up all of this. All of this that we have mapped out is gonna go. Okay, now the look looks like that. It's sort of cleaned up, and yes, you can see still some traces here from the concealer, but I think that's going to be okay. So now what is actually very, very helpful is I'm taking one of those fallout sheets that you can glue on like this, and I'm cutting that in half, like right down the middle, like this, and then I have this curved edge here, and I'm just going to make it a straight line because I don't want it to be curved. And then I can take off the part of the what's it called, the plastic in the back, and then I can glue it on. So I'm going to glue it on like right here, extending from my lower lash line towards the end of my brows. Something like that. Now if you have maturing skin like I do, then you have to be a little bit careful because your skin moves, you know. If you place down that sticker sort of, you have to sort of watch that it is not stretched or pulled in any way, because otherwise once you take it off it's all gonna look a little bit like not the way it's supposed to be. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm very red here, I just realized. I'm all over the place. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Next I'm taking my paint pot from MAC in the shade Soft Ochre, and I'm taking a large concealer brush that looks like this, And I'm just, you know, mapping out this whole area here, because this is going to be my primer for the rest of the eyeshadows. So you have to be really careful now, because of course you cannot mess it up now. That would be a shame. So I'm gonna do that off camera, because I cannot be talking while I'm doing this, because my face just really moves too much. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is how it looks right now. I am planning now to go into the inner corner with this white shade right here, and then, but really just like in the inner corner, I want the major part of my lid to be blue, and then blend it out towards the wing with the black. That's the plan. I have no idea if this is going to work well, but that's the plan. Okay, so first of all, I'm trying to not spray those shimmers right now. I want to first of all try to pack them on the way they are and see how they work, because all of these three that I just showed you, the white, the blue and the black, are shimmery shades. So I'm using a very flat and somewhat rounded brush right here that is very detailed, because I have to be really careful now to place it right, so we don't mess up the red and all of that. So trying to be really precise now. Okay, next I'm taking that blue, or it's probably more a teal than a blue shade, and you know what, I did off camera spray my brush also for the white one. Not that it did not perform well without spraying the brush, but they always look a little bit brighter when you do. So I'm using a different brush obviously, but the same kind, and doing exactly what I did before, just now with the teal. Now for blending those two shades, the blue and the white, actually a very good technique is just to use your fingers and like dab it. I'm going to try to do that. It's of course a very small area and the fingers are like big, but I'm gonna try to do that, especially for the lower part that is far away from the crease. And I'm going to just put some white on my finger, and then I'm just going to dab it over. Besides that, you can of course also use not a pencil brush, because a pencil brush is too pointed, but something like that is close to a pencil brush but less pointed, and just pick up the lighter shade and then just drag it over the edge. Okay, now to finish off the wing, I'm going to use that black shimmer, or it's like it's not really a black, it's more like a very dark gray, and I've never used that before. Very excited. Okay, so I'm going to place that on the wing. There's a hair, we don't need that. So I'm just packing that on, because of course we cannot mess up that line here between the red and the black. And then once I've packed it on and laid down the outlines of the shadow, I'm going to blend it into the blue. Okay, my lovelies, this is how it looks so far. I'm going to use some gel eyeliner and just do the wing, the whole lash line along, and then I'm just going to follow it up along this shield, which is going to then bring the whole look together. And then I'm going to remove the, you know what, for that I'm going to come back when I'm removing this, because then you're going to see how it looks, and then we'll see. Okay, this is the moment when the magic happens, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope, I really hope it works out, because if not, then I would be so embarrassed. But yes, this is how it looks. It hurts a little bit, so I'll do this fast, and yeah. Ta-da! Okay, so now I'm just going to clean up a little bit. I'll put on some primer, and I put on my foundation, and I will finish the lower lash line and all of that, and then I'll come back and I show you the finished look, and I will then of course tell you what I did. Okay, my lovelies, this is the finished look. I think we did well. I really like it. I think it is really nice and vibrant and different and nice. So you let me know. All right, let's just zoom out and then I'm gonna tell you a little bit still what I did. Of course, so I finished my foundation and my contouring and all of that. For blush, I used the Juvia's Place Saharan Volume 2 blush palette, and I used this shade right here, which is a shimmer shade, and I really love shimmery blushes. Actually, I love matte blushes too, so doesn't matter. Anyway, I love blushes. All right, so that's what I did, and I used I don't wear false lashes today. I was actually planning on it, but then I thought you know, because I've been wearing a lot of falsies lately and I just want to give them a break today, because tomorrow I have to wear them again. So today is a break. So I used my False Lash Superstar mascara from L'Oreal, which has these two sides. One is like a build-up side, like a primer kind of a thing, and then the other side is a actual mascara. So that's what I used. And for my lower lash line in the waterline, I used this Kajal pencil from Essence, which is basically the same color like the blue that I used in on my eyelid, and it's called, let me just check because I don't know, it's called Feel the Maritime. Feel the Maritime. Okay, so that's what I used. And then as an inner corner highlight, I actually used this, one second, this white shade right here. I just placed that in, blended it upwards into the red and down into the blue, and then I continued with this blue you know, to the outside, sort of. So that's the look. And for the lips, I used also from Essence, it's this nude kind of a lipstick, and it's from their Velvet Matte collection, and it's called Dusty Romance. I have worn this on camera before. I just really love it because it's so subdued and it's so not spectacular that it is really nice to wear with a very spectacular look. Okay, highlighter, I also used a product from Essence, which is the Cubanita Jumbo Highlighter in the shade Mi Corazon. I think that's how you pronounce it. It looks like this, and I think it's really nice because it's really warm and shiny, and I really like it, and it is very affordable. So all right, that's what I did. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you, in case you were wondering how I'm creating these kinds of looks, and maybe you want to recreate them, and I hope that you're gonna have a lot of fun with that, because it is a lot of fun. Anyway, so if you did like the video, then give it a like. If you are new here, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you here next time for my next video. Go ahead and sparkle. Remember, you are loved, and hugs and kisses. Bye.